This is CBC Here and Now.
So we're live here at the St. Kevin's Parish Hall in the Goose. I'm Jeremy Eaton, and this is the third annual Gainey Push-Up Challenge. You can see a few fine fellas doing some push-ups here. Now, this is all about pushing up awareness and pushing down the stigma of mental health. And over the next hours, we're going to tell you about this unique event, and we're going to talk to some of the organizers and some of the people like these guys here have been doing push-ups for the last couple of hours. But first, we're going to throw back in the studio for today's top stories.
Thanks, Jeremy. We'll check back in with you very soon. But for now, here's what else is making news tonight.
Our landscape in Newfoundland and Labrador is so beautiful. It's an amazing place to achieve that final product that they were going for.
Newfoundland is a really interesting, unique place. And if they can associate that with their brand, if they can associate that with their company, then they're also going to be unique and special.
I'm Garrett Barry, and behind me is 430 feet of mural painted for the gathering of worldwide mural artists.
They run something every couple of years, and this time it's in Botwood. So I've been lucky enough to be part of the group of people that have been invited to come and paint here.
I'll bring you that story coming up on Here and Now.
We begin tonight with a damning report from the Auditor General. It's about the Newfoundland and Labrador English School District and how the board spent your money. The Auditor General says the people in charge were warned about problems with financial management but did not do enough to fix those oversight issues. Rob Antle joins us now live. He's been following this story all day. So Rob, what did the Auditor General find out?
Well, she called this a complex piece of work. So complex that it took 2.5 years to finish. It uncovered a lot of problems in the section responsible for buildings and maintenance in the eastern region. The school board spent about $250,000 on double billings or things the Auditor General couldn't find. But those missing items may just be the tip of the iceberg. Problems with financial oversight could add up to much more than that.
What's not there and what we cannot I guess really determine is what is the loss here to the taxpayer really if you're not operating in an open and fair, transparent manner.
She found that employees broke tendering rules, they split purchase orders so they didn't need to be approved by supervisors, and there were no paper trails. The Board of Trustees and School Board Management were warned of problems with oversight, but the Auditor General found they didn't do enough.
It's always discouraging, I guess, when you go into a government-funded body and when you have people in positions of trust to see that such significant weaknesses exist. And I think what was more discouraging was that the weaknesses were known.
So Rob, what's the school board saying about all this? Have they done anything to address these problems?
Well, they're stressing that work is ongoing, changing policies for better oversight so something like this doesn't happen again. Also noting that this only involves one small division, not many employees, just a handful of bad apples who've since been fired.
There were clearly insufficient controls in place to prevent or detect abuse. To be honest, that made us vulnerable.
A handful of individuals have fallen outside the law, and that activity does not, define the culture of a pan-provincial organization like ourselves that has 8,000 employees.
So the law is now involved. This report has gone to both the RNC and the RCMP for a criminal fraud investigation. Carolyn?
Thanks, Rob. That's Here and Now's Rob Antle reporting live. So how was that money spent? Our Jen White has been looking into some of the numbers.
The Auditor General's report listed what it calls some unusual transactions, including a section on rental fees for tools and equipment. The report states that those rental fees appeared excessive, inconsistent, and unnecessary for a total of $56,000. One of those rentals was for a wheelbarrow for $735 for just 2 weeks. Now you can buy one of these new in a hardware store in St. John's, ranging anywhere from $70 to $250. The report also noted that $740 was spent on renting 4 of these extension cords for 3 months, but the Auditor General says they could have just been purchased new for $300. The school district also rented a laser level for multiple weeks at a time, $900 a pop, for a total of $3,600. Now, at local hardware stores around St. John's, you can get those laser levels new for $60 up to $1,500 for a more intricate set. Other rentals questioned in the report: jackhammer rentals ranging from about $250 to $700 a week, renting a mini excavator for a week at a time, costing between about $560 to $900. The report also notes that the school district rented generators at about $530 a week, when it already owned generators, and there was no rationale noting the necessity for the rental. Today, the province's Auditor General said these expenditures felt very excessive.
Their operations have a lot of equipment and tools and ladders. They have a lot of that as part of their operations. So the concept of why would you be renting it and why are the fees so high? There was no documented evidence to support any of it, and there's no system there that actually tracks employees' times and equipment requirements for a particular job.
Mullally says her office met with district officials on this matter, but she says no one could provide an explanation. Jen White, CBC News, St. John's.
In other news tonight, the Ethics Commissioner has found that former federal fisheries minister Dominic LeBlanc broke conflict of interest rules when he was awarded a lucrative Arctic surf clam license to a company linked to his wife. LeBlanc selected the 5 Nations Clam Company as his preferred licensee last December. His department made the announcement last February. The department later canceled the process for issuing the license, but the cancellation had nothing to do with the Ethics Commissioner's investigation. The Arctic surf clam is a saltwater clam harvested in the Atlantic, primarily for consumption in Asian markets. DFO has issued 3 fishing licenses for it. Since 1999, Clearwater Seafoods has held all 3.
I accept without reservation his findings. Our obligations are to follow the rules. He determined that while no preferential treatment was given and while no benefit in fact was created, I should have consulted his office before making a decision. One of my wife's 60 first cousins was involved in one of the proposals. I obviously didn't think that this was caught by the definition of relative or family in the Act. The Commissioner, however, has the responsibility to make those determinations. I accept his determination.
Now, LeBlanc is no longer the fisheries minister. He was shuffled over the summer and is now the Minister of Intergovernmental Affairs. Well, a woman has died and 2 people have been sent to hospital in a head-on collision that closed the Trans-Canada Highway near Thorburn Lake yesterday. RCMP confirmed the 2-vehicle collision happened around 5:45 p.m. and police closed the highway for several hours while crews remained at the scene. A 76-year-old woman from Grand Falls, Windsor, who was driving one of the vehicles, died at the scene. A man and a woman in the other vehicle were taken to hospital in Clarenville. The woman has since been released, but the man was transported to the Health Sciences Center in St. John's, where police say he remains in stable conditions. Well, big brands, big business. Another company is using Newfoundland and Labrador as a backdrop for its products. Here Now's Katie Breen looks at what that means for us.
There's no Jelly Bean row houses, no Gross Moor nor Torngat Mountains. Nothing decidedly Newfoundland and Labrador. But the latest Canada Goose campaign was shot here, near Cape Spear, over 2 12-hour days.
Newfoundland is a really interesting, unique place. And if they can associate that with their brand, if they can associate that with their company, then they're also going to be unique and special, just like Newfoundland and Labrador is.
Canada Goose isn't the first to use that strategy. Just 3 weeks ago, GMC was here launching its newest pickup truck, spinning tires and spin-off business.
The people that are involved, whether they're makeup artists, whether they're photographers, whether they're caterers, they're all going to be busy in terms of providing the services for these shoots.
Allison Kent and Allison Best were hair and makeup assistants for the Canada Goose shoot.
So I think it's huge for this province and people in the industry here.
Of course, yeah, and I kind of feel like anyone in our industry who wants to get involved in things like that, oftentimes before they would have had to move to big cities like Toronto and New York. Luckily, with big companies coming here, we're able to work from home, which is really amazing.
Marketing prof Kirby Shanahan says a lot of it is word of mouth. It's keeping up with the Joneses.
And here we have it. They're shooting a massive ad here. And I think, again, that's just going to get bigger and bigger as more and more brands look to see what we have to offer.
Marketing and movie executives who hear about our landscape and see other things being shot here will take us into consideration to see if what they're doing aligns with what we have to offer, all just a 3-hour plane ride away from Toronto. And according to the people who study the scene and those who work it, that's all to our economic benefit. Katie Breen, CBC News, St. John's.
The Murbais have come here to lend a helping push to a fundraiser in the Ghouls. I'm Jeremy Eaton. I'll tell you more about it coming up after the break.
Well, to south of the border now, where news is getting worse for people on the Carolina coast. Storm trackers now say Hurricane Florence could hang offshore for days and threaten a much broader section of coastline. Wind is already moving up to 215 kilometers per hour.
There's nothing you can do. You're not going to stop that water. You're not going to stop the wind. If you don't get off, you're going to be a casualty.
About 1.7 million people have been ordered to evacuate their homes in South Carolina, North Carolina, and Virginia. The storm is still more than 800 kilometers from the North Carolina coast. One man who's keeping a close eye is Michael Moss. He's originally from Deer Lake, but now calls Raleigh, North Carolina, home.
If you go to a grocery store or a gas station, you can definitely see the effects of what's about to come. People just overreact in a lot of cases. This is our third or fourth hurricane. We've been through one in Florida, and this is our third one here. But yeah, right now it's kind of that calm before the storm, and just trying to get ready and prepare for what's coming.
You'll see my full interview with Michael Moss about how he and others are preparing for Hurricane Florence. That's coming up in about 19 minutes. We'll expect lots of support in the stands tonight in Humboldt, Saskatchewan. A sold-out crowd will watch the new Broncos team play their home opener. It's the team's first game since the devastating bus crash last spring.
It's an opportunity to turn the page and move forward and not have everything just go away, but just to become a little bit quieter and less of a focal point.
The Humboldt Broncos were headed to Nipawin, Saskatchewan for a playoff game last April when a transport truck slammed into their team bus, killing 16 people. A tribute to them will be held after tonight's game. Artists from across the world are meeting in central Newfoundland. Botwood is hosting the Global Mural Association Conference. The 3-day event will bring lots of visitors and lots of paint. Here Now's Garrett Berry was there today and has this story.
The world is here.
Hola, mi nombre es Fernanda González Latrequiana.
Привет, меня зовут Марат.
And it's all because of this.
I'm using the metaphor of the collective consciousness being transformed by children through creative play.
The Global Mural Conference starts tonight.
Oh, everybody's really excited. The whole town's engaged in this project.
There will be visitors and workshops, lots of paint, and 5 new murals to mark the occasion.
The picture we're portraying here is a picture of the waterfront of when the railroad tracks get the loads to the ships.
They've been here for weeks working on these pieces.
To be honest, I'm really happy to be here because it's, I think it's the only chance where like a Siberian guy can be in Botwood. It's like to paint mural, you know, just something like that.
So just to give you a sense of exactly how big this mural is, here I am right here, and from that side all the way down to that side is 430 feet. More than a whole football field. A big mural, a big conference in a small town.
We went where angels dare to tread, so to speak. But we felt that as long as we pulled together as a town that we'd be able to bring it off, and that we're hoping the president of the Global Mural Association will say it's the best conference yet.
Botwood has been planning ever since they beat out Singapore 2 years ago. for the right to host this conference.
When we were saying that Singapore didn't want it compared to Botwood, it's because we really felt that Botwood was creating something from the heart, and with an H, with art from the heart.
The conference runs until Saturday, but the legacy will last much longer. Garrett Berry, CBC News, Botwood.
Here we are, a live shot from the Rooms Harbor Cam in St. John's. Rain is still falling, some pretty heavy downpours this afternoon. That system should be heading out to sea in the next few hours. Coming up, I'll have your complete forecast.
I hear really clearly from residents, our downtown is extremely precious and that it must be protected doggedly.
A developer is proposing a 12-story hotel and garage right behind me. What do you think? I'll have more coming up on Here and Now.
Welcome back to Here and Now. Time now for a look at your weather forecast. And what a day on the island for rain. Just have a look at this system now. Brought so much rain for pretty much everyone on the island. In the past few hours, the Avalon in particular feeling the effects of this system. You can see it is starting to move out to sea though, so things should start calming down soon. But just have a look at this. Have a look at the heavy rain that fell today in the St. John's area, making for a tricky commute home for people today. There are reports of water buildup in several places throughout the St. John's area. And the RCMP has issued a warning to drivers to slow down on the Trans-Canada Highway because of all of that water buildup. Now that, as I mentioned, that will be heading out to sea, so we won't be looking at that rain for too much longer. And the key with this system is that it wasn't a whole lot of rain. It just came down really fast and all at the same time. So that's what made for all of that buildup. But you can see as we get into 9, 10 o'clock tonight, that system starts to move off the Avalon Peninsula. Could see a few showers, a little bit of drizzle overnight, and some cloud cover as well as some drizzle for the central area. But things should start to clear off nicely. As for the rest of the province, some rain tonight for northern Labrador, the Nain area, looking at some showers and a possibility of some showers for Lab West and even Happy Valley Goose Bay overnight tonight. So about 5 millimeters of rain for the Nain area. Overnight lows in Labrador between 8 and 14 degrees. For the island, we're looking at mostly clear skies in the west, and as I said, a chance of some showers for the Grand Falls, Windsor area and Gander, and of course for St. John's. So tomorrow, things are looking pretty good. In the morning in the east, you can see the cloud cover here. We are looking at the possibility of maybe a little bit of drizzle as you head out your door, but things should start to clear off by the afternoon. Then we're back into the sunshine. Labrador, not so much. There's a chance of some scattered showers you can see there throughout the day tomorrow. Nothing too heavy for sure, but yeah, for the Avalon Peninsula, highs tomorrow looking at about 17 degrees with that chance of morning drizzle. We will have a northerly wind, very light though, but it will be a little bit cooler than we're used to. For a central area, looking at temperatures in the low 20s, 23 degrees for Gander, a bit cooler along the coast, but lots of sunshine for everyone to enjoy tomorrow as well for the west coast. Temperatures around 22, 23 degrees. As you head up to the Straits, Mary's Harbor could see a few showers tomorrow morning, 20 degrees as the high there. And for the rest of Labrador, you can see a chance of showers for pretty much everyone. That's mostly for the morning, and then things should start to clear off in the afternoon. And of course, we have to mention the biggest weather story in the world right now, Hurricane Florence heading towards the Carolinas right now. And you can see Raleigh right here. Actually, earlier today, I spoke with a Newfoundlander who's been living in Raleigh for the past 10 years. So we'll have an interview with him a little bit later to find out how he's preparing for this massive storm. But for now, I'm going to throw it to Jeremy Eaton. He's live at St. Kevin's Parish tonight. Jeremy?
Well, there have been a lot of ups and downs here at the Parish Hall in the Goose tonight. It is the 3rd annual Gainey Push-Up Challenge, and the couple behind it are Bill and Susan Gainey. So, Bill, what is the challenge all about?
This year it's about we're trying to get 100 people to do 100 push-ups to raise $100 each. Bizarre for Mental Health Association.
Susan, where did the idea for this? Why did you want to do a challenge to raise money for the Canadian Mental Health Association, Newfoundland and Labrador?
Well, the story's been told a few times before. It's because of our daughters. Both suffer with anxiety and depression. And in 2015, we had a scare from both of our girls when they went a little too far with their condition and ended up in the hospital. And Bill decided to start in to show his concern to them and raise awareness for this. It's something that needs an awareness raised. Like everybody out there knows somebody who's affected by this, and I think it's important that they learn how to talk about it with somebody, anybody at all.
Bill, were you much of a push-up guy before you started this 3 years ago?
A little bit, probably 20 or 30 a day, but nothing like this. No.
So what's it been like the last 2 years?
It's been really good. The first year it was just me doing push-ups, and then the next year I formed a team and we put out like a challenge to another team. So with the most push-ups in an hour. And then this year we decided it was easier to get more people involved if we downsized the push-ups a little bit, and then more people would come, and then there'd be more awareness for the cause, right?
And Susan, how do you feel that this year, the 3rd annual, has gone?
I think this is the biggest one so far yet. He didn't do his 2,000 push-ups in an hour, but he's been really good at all of this. And everybody who came out, the Mural boys, all of our friends, the Ready or Nots, Sheila and Ronnie and his sister Ladrina, Bart and Mary McCarthy, Evelyn Jess is here. Judy Brazel was here. It was great entertainment, and we've been listening to all of them. And all the people here have volunteered their time and come out and spent money to come out and donate it in any way they can, their time, their money, their ideas even, just to show awareness for this.
So Bill, we're going to wrap it up now quick, but is there a goal in mind, and do you have any idea how much money you've raised so far?
We were hoping to raise at $10,000. I think we've, last count was over 5, and we haven't even counted the tickets for the carving yet, so probably 7 or 8 so far.
I got to ask one more quick question. How many push-ups do you think you've done? You've been going all the last 2 hours straight.
Probably 300 or more so far, so maybe more. It feels like 1,000, but...
Anyways, they've been peer pressuring me to try to do some push-ups, so maybe later on in the show I'll do that. But right now we're going to throw it back in the studio. So reporting live for Here Now, I'm Jeremy Eaton, St. Kevin's and the Ghouls.
Thanks, Jeremy. Looking forward to seeing that for sure. Well, a proposal to build a 12-story hotel and garage on the downtown St. John's waterfront has sparked a lot of debate. The proposed Park Hotel was discussed at City Hall this morning, but as Mark Quinn reports, it's not a done deal yet.
This is what developers are proposing, a 12-story building about the same height as the neighboring Atlantic Place. There's already an 8-story parking garage here, but developers want to put this 4-story hotel on top of it. They're asking to build 1 story beyond the area's 11-story height restriction, and that's why the proposal is before City Council. But some councillors say they won't be voting for any proposal that exceeds the height restriction.
Knowing that I can't support this application, given the nature of it just at this stage, I wouldn't want them to spend additional funds, time, and energy making a land use assessment report, going further with this application, knowing that in the end, there's no way that I can support it.
The proposed building isn't in a heritage zone, but Councillor Hope Jameson says the city can't ignore that heritage zones surround the proposed development.
It's my preference that heights in the downtown remain at human scale, meaning lower, smaller, closer to the ground.
Jameson was one of 3 councillors who voted to reject this today, but after some debate, a majority of council members voted to ask the developers to come back with more information.
I don't like sitting down in a vacuum and making those decisions based on what, what my own personal preferences. I'd like to see the homework done, as Councillor Collins indicated. We'd like to see what impact it will have on the view planes, what impact it will have from the harbour, get some public input into it, and again, generate that discussion around development in the downtown.
So for now, a decision on this hotel garage proposal has been deferred, and it could be some time before a land use assessment report comes back to council for consideration. Mark Quinn, CBC News, St. John's.
I grew up raised by a single mom, and I really know the struggle of people who are trying to raise a family on minimum wage, trying to make a go of it.
Politics gets personal. We go berry picking with the NDP candidate for Windsor Lake, Carrie Claire Neal. That's ahead.
We are planning for devastation. This is not a light storm. This is not a glancing blow.
People on the Carolina coast are being warned, don't take Hurricane Florence lightly. Here's how some are heeding that call as Florence edges about 800 kilometers from North Carolina's coast. 1.7 million people along the eastern seaboard have been told to evacuate. In Florence's path, Virginia, South Carolina, and as we mentioned, North Carolina. That's where one Newfoundlander is living with his family. Michael Moss is from Deer Lake and lives with his wife and 4 children in Raleigh, and that's where he is right now. So Michael, it sounds like a pretty scary and dangerous situation is about to unfold where you are. Can you give us a sense of what it's like in Raleigh right now?
Yeah, right now it's a little bit of that calm before the storm. As you can see behind me, it's still kind of partly sunny here. People are at work, kids are at school. But if you go to a grocery store or a gas station, you can definitely see the effects of what's about to come. People just overreact in a lot of cases. This is our 3rd or 4th hurricane. We've been through one in Florida, and this is our 3rd one here. But yeah, right now it's kind of that calm before the storm, and just trying to get ready and prepare for what's coming.
And what are you being told about what to expect over the next few days?
Yeah, so Raleigh's about 100 miles inland from Wilmington, the coast, where the hurricane's going to hit. And so for us, this far inland, they're just saying a lot of flooding and a lot of wind, power outages. And so, those things have a lot of spin-off effects that can really cause a lot of damage and really just affect your everyday life, especially with a family like us. We have 4 kids. We've got our littlest is just a year old. So we were a little more concerned about this one than we normally are when they give these out.
And you talked about people overreacting. How worried are you and your family about this hurricane?
Well, being from Newfoundland, I'm used to a good winter storm, and for us, we just shrugged it off. The stories of people going to school, in their snowsuits or on skidoos, whatever they got to do. So I've always embraced a good storm. But this one was the first one, like I said, being our 3rd or 4th hurricane now, that we really thought about leaving town and getting out of here, just based on the size and all the predictions and how it's coming straight for us.
So you're not going to get out of town? You're going to hunker down at home?
Well, we were considering leaving. Just yesterday, I believe 24 hours ago, the eye of that hurricane was coming right at us. And it seems like within the past 24 hours overnight, it's kind of taken a little dip south, where we just might be on the northeast edge of that band, which they say is the worst place to be because all the winds are curling back around clockwise. But it just feels a little bit safer knowing we're not going to be right in the middle of that thing.
And what are you doing to prepare for the storm?
Well, we've bought into some of the hype. We've went and bought bread and groceries and milk, and we don't know exactly how that will help us if our house is torn apart. But we have a generator. We've got food for the kids, and just crossing our fingers. Lots of board games, things to keep us occupied, and just kind of wait this thing out.
Well, Michael, we'll cross our fingers too that you and your family stay safe. And thanks so much for speaking with us.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, the St. John's Morning Show's Chrissy Holmes is continuing to get personal with candidates in the Windsor Lake by-election. Last night, you saw Chrissy and co-host Fred Hutton at the shooting range with PC leader Chess Crosby. Well, tonight, we go from hunting to gathering. Chrissy goes berry picking with NDP candidate Carrie Claire Neal.
All right, looks like there's a couple in here. Have a go.
Is this something you used to do when you were growing up with your mom or your grandparents or anything?
Yeah, I grew up around the bay, and so berry picking was a big part. Sometimes, we'd pick berries and try and sell them. I grew up raised by a single mom, and I really know the struggle of people who are trying to raise a family on minimum wage, trying to make a go of it. I know it can be real hard. We moved around a lot. My mom was always trying to find, a better opportunity somewhere else. I'm sure a lot of people understand that. We're seeing a lot of people move away. I even, lived in Calgary for a year. But my mom came back because, she really missed the social support of, it takes a village to raise a child. I definitely understand the struggle of people working on minimum wage and still living in poverty. It's, I think that there's so much more that we could do to help those people, firstly by raising the minimum wage.
I heard that you actually had quite a few challenges when you were growing up. Your mom, you say single mom, she got sick when you were a teenager as well?
Yeah, my mom got breast cancer when I was about 15, and that was a real struggle. We were low income, and thankfully we had family support, but it was really difficult, and especially being a teenager, I think a lot of people aren't really proud of the things they did as a teenager, and it was really hard to have my best friend so sick and unable to really take care of me. So that was difficult, but we are definitely stronger now. She recovered and got through it.
You're 26 now. How has that experience shaped who you are today?
Well, it definitely taught me, compassion and empathy, and I think it's a big reason why I'm an activist today, because, I saw the struggle that my mom went through. My pop, we come from a working class background and really had to struggle to make ends meet. So, I tried to get my education and to make a better life for myself and for my family, and to stand up for those who, are too busy, trying to make ends meet to really have that voice and take the time to do that.
And it's so interesting that you chose to go into economics, given all of that, right?
I chose economics because I figured, this is a really great way that we can, I can understand more about our society and build a stronger economy, because I realize that so much of our social services depend on having a strong economy, and that it could be a really effective way to change the way our society helps people.
Well, thanks for making time for us, Carrie Claire. It's great to get to know you.
Thanks for having me.
So the band is playing Dirty O Town, and it might feel that way with all the rain in St. John's, but it's nice and dry here at St. Kevin's Parish Hall in the Ghouls. We're going to talk about a push-up challenge, and I'll be back with more on this coming up after the break.
Welcome back to Here and Now. Time now for a look at your long-range forecast. And yes, we had the rain today, but you know what? We have a few days of sun and cloud on the way. Let's have a look, shall we? So all of the rain affecting the island today, heading out to sea at the moment. St. John's was really getting a downpour not too long ago, but you can see the system is starting to move away. So overnight tonight, we're looking at mostly cloudy skies. Could see a little bit of drizzle in the morning and some cloud cover. Some showers tomorrow for parts of Labrador. Lab West could see some showers, as well as Happy Valley, Goose Bay. But on the island in the afternoon, looking at mostly clear skies and some pretty decent temperatures. In the east, we have a northerly wind. Temperatures a bit cooler at 17 degrees, but as you head towards central, lots of sunshine and temperatures in the 20s right through to the west coast. So as we head up to Labrador, Happy Valley, Goose Bay, Lab West, could see some morning showers that should start to clear off in the afternoon, and then you're looking at some sunshine, fairly breezy there in southeastern Labrador with a northwesterly wind, 30 gusting to 50 there. So as we head into Thursday night and Friday, things are looking great. We have a bit of cloud cover. Northern Labrador looking at some rain, so Nain is going to be feeling some rain there, and few flurries right there as you go way up north, and a chance of some showers for western Labrador as well. So in Labrador, yes, cloudy with showers for most areas, not a whole lot of rain, just a touch, and temperatures between 22 and 18 degrees, 22 in the west and 18 in the east. For the island, though, things really cooling down on Friday. In the east, 13 degrees with sun and cloud expected on Friday, but don't worry, that will change as we move into Saturday. The rest of the island, not quite so bad. Sun and cloud for central, 16 degrees and 20 for the west. So yeah, Saturday morning, some rain for Labrador, but the island looking really nice, really clear. 25 degrees in central for Saturday. It's like it's summer again. And for St. John's in the eastern portion, 21 degrees on Saturday, 23 in the west. So really shaping up to be a nice Saturday at the moment. And temperatures in the eastern Labrador, not too bad either, 21 degrees with some showers. So this is your picture for the next 5 days. The weekend looking pretty nice. We have that nice warm temperature on Saturday, a little bit cooler on Sunday, but still some sun and cloud and some showers moving in as you begin your work week. Similar story for central areas of the island, 24 degrees on Saturday with sunshine, bit cooler on Sunday, and then some showers as you head into the weekend. Actually, pretty much the same picture for western Newfoundland as well. So if you're planning some outdoor activities for the weekend on the island, things are looking really, really nice. For eastern Labrador, a few showers on Saturday, but then clearing off. Temperatures taking a bit of a dive on Monday there, and for western Labrador, a bit of a wet weekend expected and some cloud cover and cooler temperatures on a Monday. So it's time now to head back to the Ghouls, where some people are really feeling the burn for a good cause.
Well, it's a great cause, number one, and I'm a big supporter of mental health, and you know, any efforts by anyone in this community to support mental health, I want to be part of it and try to help in whatever way I can.
So there are a number of that was RNC Chief Joe Boland speaking to us there. A number of RNC officers, some firefighters were here. There was a lot of people doing push-ups earlier. Chief Joe Boland came in, bashed out 100 and left. But joining us now is the Canadian Mental Health Association of Newfoundland and Labrador's Dan Goodyear. Dan, how did you get involved in the Gainey Push-Up Challenge?
Well, I guess it was about just over 2 years ago, Bill came to us and was interested in doing a fundraiser for CMHA. So he introduced the idea of the Gainey Challenge, the push-up challenge, and he's been with us ever since. It's been phenomenal.
For your organization, what is it like to have the community come together and organize something like this to raise money for your organization?
Well, I think it's really important for the community to come together, not only to raise money, which is important for the delivery of programs at CMHA, but more importantly, it's building the awareness, because we really need, I think, to build capacity in communities to look at how we can help each other around mental health issues.
Now we've heard the Gaineys talk about their own daughters' struggles. When people are speaking out publicly like that, does it help bring down the stigma, I guess, that people have towards mental health?
Most definitely. We are seeing, I think, in this province, more and more people speaking openly about mental health, and I'm hoping that in the long run will probably bring up the parity between mental health and physical health. We have no trouble talking about our physical health. Mental health we're not there yet, but it's conversations like this that will help.
And are you hearing more, like, I seem to be hearing more of this in the media, more stories told, people talking openly. Is this something that your organization is hearing? Are more people now speaking out about mental health and dealing with mental health issues than before?
Oh, by far, by far. We're getting calls almost daily about people who want to either work with us to do an event. We've had 5 events in the last 10 days. Communities are starting to come together to develop coalitions. I think the Eastport Peninsula has just formed a coalition. Bonavista had a huge walk last night. It's a lot happening.
Now, before we wrap up, I got to ask, have you done any push-ups yet?
No, but I paid for them.
Well, that's Dan Goodyear from the Canadian Mental Health Association Newfoundland and Labrador's office. I'm Jeremy Eaton, the Ghouls, and we're going to throw it back to Carolyn Stokes in the studio.
Welcome back to Here and Now. A young Nova Scotia couple is heading out on a cross-country adventure with big plans to drive coast to coast to coast without ever really leaving home. Actually, they're taking their new home with them. It's a growing trend. Colleen Jones explains.
Road trip time, but not your regular kind.
I feel like it's the Partridge Family. Oh, nice. Wow, so welcome to your home.
Hey, here it is.
Very cool.
Emily Webb and Adam Madison's new home on wheels, a converted school bus that allows them to live off the grid with all the comforts of home.
It's called a Cubic Mini. We had a little fire on this morning, actually.
Oh, it's nice.
We've got solar panels on the roof. They come down through there. There's golf cart batteries under that seat.
The wood I got from my grandfather's house, so it's like a 160-year-old barn board. So
It's so clever.
In here is our food pantry.
Oh, look at the storage.
It didn't always look so styling. They bought this old bus in November for $1,500. They started gutting it, laying out their bedroom and living room, and those barn door walls from her grandfather's house, a nice feature. It was sweat equity and a lot of learning from YouTube.
Other people have done this, and so we kind of got ideas through YouTube and other people who live in vans, and so we kind of started with that.
Adam was a school bus mechanic, so keeping this bus running won't be a problem. Same for driving it.
I've driven trucks and stuff before, so there wasn't much of a learning curve.
In a week, they start their life adventure. They'll head west for Whistler, and then, as their Instagram account is called, Last Stop Alaska. They'll head there. But they don't expect that to be the end of their journey. South America might be a fun detour.
We want to pull off somewhere. We can stay there for a week if we really like a town, or I think that's what's nice about having our home wherever we go.
The hardest part wasn't necessarily the restoration, rather paring down stuff.
It was a challenge to kind of minimize everything.
So this is the head.
This is nature's head toilet.
Nice.
Yeah.
This must have been one of your most expensive purchases.
It was about as much as the bus cost, yeah.
They'll take their tiny dog Biscuit and one other thing that will follow them on the road.
We listen to CBC radio.
That'll keep you company?
Yeah, yeah.
The wheels on this bus will keep going round and round as they discover roads less traveled. Colleen Jones, CBC News, DeBert.
Oh. Well, it's been a chaotic afternoon at the Ontario Provincial Legislature. MPPs were recalled to an emergency session to reintroduce a controversial bill slashing Toronto City Council. The move requires invoking the notwithstanding clause of the Charter of Rights, and that led to an unusual protest by the opposition NDP.
Ms. Madame Horvath, vous êtes désignée par nom.
You have to leave the chamber for the duration.
Vous êtes accusé de la Chambre.
Several NDPs were ejected along with the leader Andrea Horvath, but in the end the bill passed first reading. It all caps an extraordinary day at Queen's Park. This morning protesters were handcuffed and kicked out of the legislature. Here's a much calmer looking scene. Our viewer photo of the day. This is of a sunrise somewhere in the province. Any guesses where this could be? I'll give you a clue. It's a popular place for picnics. I'll have the answer after the break. Welcome back to Here and Now. Time to head back to the Goulds, where people are doing some push-ups for a good cause, and Jeremy Eaton is there live. And Jeremy, you've been there the whole show, and we have not yet seen you do one push-up. How about that?
Stokes, I haven't seen you do one push-up either. Anyway, so it's the third annual Gainey Push-Up Challenge, and this young man is Liam Walsh. He's been doing push-ups all night. You can tell by look at the size of these biceps on that young fella. Liam, how did you get involved in this challenge?
Well, Bill Gainey came up to me 3 years ago. I was pretty quick to say yes, actually. I'm related to him, and I've been into this a while now.
Why was it important for you to come out the last 3 years and do push-ups?
Well, I've struggled myself with mental illness a bit, anxiety and depression and that, so it was good to just focus and be in the moment when you're doing them.
Now, I got to ask, you've been doing push-ups since we got here at 4 o'clock. How many do you think you've done, Liam?
I'd say about at least 300 now.
And how many did you do last year?
I'd say 1,000 last year. It's time for you to do them now.
Time for me to do them now. All right, well, you know, Stokes called me out, and Liam just called me out. Here, hold on to this for me, would you? Yeah, sure. Got to take off my jacket so I don't tear my blazer with me bulging biceps. All right, let's see. Everybody here has been trying to do 100. I don't think that we have enough time for me to get to 100, but let me just do a couple, and you feel free to take it back, Carolyn, whenever you want.
Come on, Jeremy, you can do it. All right, Jeremy, you gotta speed up there a bit. Oh, those bulging biceps did not save you just then. But Jeremy, you're doing really well.
Sweating off all my makeup. Anyway, so that's it from us here in the Ghouls. Thanks a lot, Liam Walsh, for chatting to us, and we're going to throw it back to you in the studio. Carolyn?
Thanks, Jeremy, and I'm really glad that you got that gig tonight. Good job. Good job.
That was awesome. Appreciate it.
All right, time now to have another look at our viewer photo of the day. Any idea where this shot was taken? The clue I gave you before the break might have given it away. A popular place for people to go for picnics at the Fairyland Lighthouse. Yes, just a gorgeous shot. Thank you very much to Wayne Heb for sending this in. Really appreciate it. And if anyone else has a shot that you'd like to send in to us, please do. Our email address is nlphotos@cbc.ca. We have lots of great shots sent in to us. And if you don't see it on the news, we can also get the shots on our website at cbc.ca/NL. There's a great gallery where you can see all kinds of great photos from all around the province. Well, that's it for us. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Hopefully we're looking forward to Debbie Cooper being back in the studio tomorrow night, and hopefully Jeremy will do some nice relaxing when he finishes up in the Goulds this evening. He was working pretty hard there tonight, I would say. So yes, thank you so much everyone for joining us. Have a great night, stay dry, and stay safe. Good night.